Hello everyone, I'm Ferdi Salvador. Join us in unlocking the tricks of the trade here on Trade Talks. Let's get down to business. Creativity springs eternal at the SOFA Design Institute. The fashion school trains students to become the next generation of designers with a full range of programs. Established back in 2007, an affiliate of Istituto Marangoni in Italy, let's go have a look at the business of fashion education. Today we'll be speaking with Mads Constantino. She is the Director for Academic Operations of SOFA Design Institute. Good morning, Mads. How are you?
Hi, Ferdi. I'm doing great.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning and educating us on what's happening. You like the pun? Educating.
Yes, that is so very...
So, SOFA has been around for about 17 plus years?
Yes, more or less. We were established in 2007.
Correct. You know, it's one of those shows, pardon me, of course we're on our show, it's live. So it's one of those institutes that actually is, you know, the more, how should I say, established, more elevated type of institutions to send you.
We are known as the premium address for design education. Of course, we were founded by Amina Aranaz Alunan and Loralie Baron Song. So they were flatmates in Instituto Marangoni, and they wanted to bring that kind of global education and make it accessible to the local market.
So tell me, the beginning of SOFA, what was the idea behind it?
Basically, you know, Amina and Loralie, they found that for Filipinos to pursue design education or a high caliber type of design education, they had to go abroad. They had to go, you know, to international schools. And they were thinking, why not bring this here? You know, and have the kind of Filipino philosophy surrounding it.
Yeah, because you guys are affiliated with Instituto Marangoni. It's one of the more established fashion schools in Italy. I mean, you know, there are only several countries that I know that are top of mind for, you know, top fashion schools or top design schools. You've got some in New York, you've got some in London, in Paris, and of course in Italy, right?
Right.
But education in this level, okay, doesn't come cheap.
Well, I would say that, you know, this type of premium education does come with a rate that reflects not only the, you know, intellectual capital or resources behind it, but it signals also that design is a transformative discipline.
I like what you said, that design is a transformative discipline and it comes with certain, you know, fringe benefits.
Exactly. And of course, access to that, this kind
Yes.
of immersive, high caliber design education will come at a premium.
Of course. I mean, you know, this is why I have to say, because if you are pursuing a career in design, whether it's fashion, industrial, interior, and whatnot, you know, if you have the means, you go for the best, correct?
Correct.
So tell me about your more established, or should I say more known alumni
We're proud to have cultivated a lot of industry talent, but notables would be Gabby Serenas.
Yes, Gabby, she's amazing with baroques.
Amazing. Chris Nick.
Yes.
Vanya Romov. Yes. The makers of my beautiful top today.
Wow, Vanya just got plugged.
Emery Studios. This is by Bengt Enrique and M. Adiza. So they work with weavers in Aklan.
Okay.
Yes, and they would modernize, of course, you know, Filipino wear and weave narratives into it.
Who else went to SOFA?
We have quite a lot. We have Nicolo Perez, more contemporary. A lot of mainstays also in, you know, the design ecosystem. Maybe Artefino, Artefair. We also have a lot of artists, a lot of I guess, creative change makers and design
But were you educated in the design disciplines of fashion, interior?
I was not. My route actually through education was the more traditional one. However, I did want to pursue design in college, but I had very traditional parents and an environment that sort of dictated to me then that, oh, there's no money there. It's design is not a lucrative career.
Yes, because that's the traditional mindset.
Very
Obviously,
traditional mindset.
right now, you can go to an institution that offers DJ courses and actually get either an associate's certificate or degree.
Yes.
Or you can even do a 4-year full-on degree program to become a DJ or even social media. I mean, the world has gone, a little bit more on the how should I say, the social awareness set in terms of putting yourself out there in the social sphere, right? The social platform sphere, right? Does SOFA have that kind of thing?
Well, for us, we try to nurture our students to advocate for themselves, to really express their own personal narratives and stories and have a unique identity. And, hopefully that translates into the tangibles that they create, whether it be garments, whether it be interior spaces, furniture, accessories. That's something that we want to cultivate among our graduates, that whether they choose to pursue design fully or choose another field of expertise, we're quite confident with the foundational knowledge of the SOFA method that has been instilled in them.
I asked you to be on the show today because, school's about to start. Or some schools have started already, other schools are about to start. Why would somebody send their children to your institution?
Well, how it is nowadays with the fast-paced environment, so much innovation and technology and all the other elements. I think it's so crucial that people find the value in design education, because design education is not merely about aesthetics. We cultivate and nurture change makers, design leaders, innovators, and hopefully visionaries who will really impact and influence not just the design ecosystem, but the world.
Yeah, but that's a big, how should I say?
A big vision.
A big vision, yes. Obviously, I've got a child, and her education is wow. I mean, how much would it cost me to send my child to you?
Well, our rates start at 130,000 per semester.
All right. So if you talk about an 8-semester course, that's actually comparable to a med student's tuition fee for the 4 years, right?
More or less.
So, okay, it's in that category of the well-heeled.
I would suppose so. However, we also want accessibility for everyone.
Okay, and how?
We're all about inclusivity, and we do offer scholarships.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, and in what categories do they?
We have merit scholarships, financial aid, financial assistance available, because we really want everyone to realize that the value of design education is not just for the well-heeled or those who can afford.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, Mads. Okay, I'm just saying that because there needs to be a filter.
Correct.
Of course, a child has a dream to be a designer and a famous interior decorator or interior designer rather, or somebody in industrial design, making the best next packaging, and that comes with a premium. I'm just saying that education is definitely an investment and it can get expensive. But for a person that wants to pursue something that's high value as this, that, as you said, our traditional parents said, wait, it's not lucrative, then how do you convince, a parent to spend that amount of money on their child's further education?
I think everything would be an investment. Everything would be a risk at the start, of course, but it's in the output or maybe within the growth or the career journey of the student that really says to the parent maybe, and even the student itself, oh, ROI, return of investment.
Yes.
When they see the
I
students
think,
really
Mads,
thriving.
the ROI is, thank God for you for getting a degree. To me, that's an ROI already. Like my kid, she can do whatever she wants, right?
Yes.
As long as she has a degree in something, to show for something, right? But is your school the only one with this kind of concept?
Of course, right now, yes. We'd like to believe that we are really pioneering the specialized type of design education where, we really create an environment that is immersive for our students, very dynamic. We have, personalized mentorship. We're not like other schools where it's all about numbers. Maybe they might have bigger populations, maybe more heritage or provenance in terms of reputation in years. Hundreds of years or centuries.
Would you call yourself a boutique institution?
Definitely. We'd like to stay boutique as well because I think that's part of the nurturing culture that we've really espoused.
How many students do you normally?
Around 400 long program students.
For that, okay, that's
Yes.
quite a small population.
However, our classrooms or design studios, we would only allow 20. 20 students per one
All right.
faculty member.
I want to talk to you more about this type of education because I want you to educate me and open my mind to it. Okay?
I would love to.
Yeah. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us here on Trade Talks. You're back on Trade Talks. We continue our conversation with Mads Constantino. She's the Director for Academic Operations at the SOFA Design Institute. So before we took the break, I was asking you the population of your school, and you mentioned for about 400 long programs and 20 students per lab. Is that
per design studio class.
per design studio
Yes.
class? So if I were to send my kid to SOFA, what programs do we have?
We have a bachelor's degree in fashion design and marketing. We also have a Bachelor of Science in interior design.
Okay, nice. And your faculty, I want to know who
Our faculty,
who are the notables?
of course, we have a range of academicians as well as industry professionals because we want the kind of education that we deliver to always be relevant and timely. So we would have for fashion, Bea Constantino, Louis Claparols, Bobby Carlos. We would have designers as well. It's a constant rotation because we always want the students to have a diverse set of points of view. For interior design, our board members, of course, are Ivy and Cynthia Almario.
Oh yes, very famous
Yes, we
interior
would have,
designers.
our other discipline, interdisciplinary faculty as well on board. We have quite the rotating roster of very exciting talent.
Yeah, but okay, so in any institution, of course, if I, for example, would like to pursue going to more, a higher education, like a master's, can I go to Italy through you?
Definitely, you can, of course, start with SOFA Design Institute if you'd like to pursue design education with your degree. Then we can also help you with, of course, our affiliate Instituto Marangoni if you'd like to pursue higher education abroad as well.
Okay. Do you institutionalize also education? Because everyone's going through this renaissance of awakening in terms of like environmental consciousness, AI, green education. Do you have something like that?
Definitely. Actually, that is closely incorporated and integrated into our curriculum. It's so important for us to see designers not merely as creators of anything aesthetic or anything tangible, but also change makers and design leaders who are capable of addressing complex global challenges like, let's say, sustainability, circularity, and all that. And I think with the advent of technology, that is something that we are really positioning towards as well.
And how so?
Training our students in terms of the ethical use of AI tools.
Yeah, because there's a controversy right now when it comes to education institutions. Like, for example, why am I paying an institution where my kid already knows or my child already knows how to operate like AI? And there is a how should I say, there's a debate regarding that. How are you safeguarding students with the ethical use, as you said, of AI?
I think we are very open about it. It's not like, oh, don't use AI because of this, because of that. It's more of, if you wish to use AI, know that, there are certain ethical, I guess, things that you must consider.
Yeah.
But more or less, you want that the foundational knowledge you've instilled is something that they are capable of, being confident with or being empowered with, whether there is AI or not. Right? And that's something that I think we are fully confident with them about. Because the kind of education we offer is rooted both in Western and Eastern philosophies. The Eastern philosophy is very familial, more about community, while the Western philosophy is about the independent voice and, technological advances, bringing that to the global arena. And I think, with the advent of AI, this acts as a tool to help them elevate or even expand all their ideas into, more, I guess, developed concepts perhaps, or it could help them maybe some work that could be done in an hour, they could, shorten that if ever.
Let's talk about the business of education, right? Do you have plans to expand? Of course, at 400 students, if I'm calculating it in my head for 4 years, I already have a number. Is that sustainable as a business, or do you need to expand more? What's the journey here?
Well, right now we're really quite happy with our, with our community, with our design community. We feel that it is, I guess, the community is dynamic enough with different and diverse POVs, so that students from the different disciplines could really cross-collaborate. In terms of expansion, that is something that, of course, we do talk about. But at this point, we've just moved to our new home, so we're quite getting everything in order.
Because, of course,
Settling
like
in.
you said, it's all about, scale, diba? But I'm excited to see how much bigger your institution can be. A few last questions. What's your worst investment?
Oh my gosh, my worst investment. I think all my investments are something that, I wouldn't see it as worst, because maybe they would take a huge chunk out of my savings.
Okay.
But it's also an opportunity for me to learn like a lesson. But, well, okay, bags.
Bags, best investment.
Best investment, I think, is, continuing education.
Favorite mistake?
Favorite mistake, oh my gosh. Choosing the wrong color?
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Mads, for being with us and giving us, a glimpse of what it is to have and run an educational institution.
Thank you so much, Ferdi.
Thank you so much. And that it is today. That is it today for today's show. Rather, I'm Ferdi Salvador. Catch the Bilyonaryo News channel on Free TV channel 31 and on cable via Cignal channel 24. Thanks for watching the Bilyonaryo News channel. Always on top and of course always live. Thank you.